All right, and we're up and we are live. What's going on? What's happening, y'all? Salute to the tribe. Let's go ahead and get things popping. I'm gonna go ahead and bring up StreamYard. How y'all doing? How y'all living? You know what I'm saying? Man, it's good to be back. Hold up. Wait a minute. Hey, what's going on? What's happening? Salute to the tribe. Salute, salute. I was just talking to the shorts feed. Your boy's back at it. You know I take those Saturdays off, but with no further ado, let's get right into this one from Man God. Your boy is cooking in this one. No further ado, you guys smash that like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and let's do it.
What the fuck is that?
The time, because I can't just be giving a drink to the Vice President of the United States without asking. I'm just curious.
Okay, the last time I had beer was a baseball game with Doug.
So cheers.
Okay, cheers.
There you go. Ooh. That tastes like the beautiful city of Milwaukee,
The
Wisconsin.
champagne of beers.
There you go.
Yeah, that's not a good look.
If you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
Hey. Why this beat so cold?
We will make America proud again. When you try to... We will make America wealthy again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
Whether it's 15
Man, that
or
was- hey, that was
335
tough.
million, men know what's good for the tribe, and the people
That's a
have
real nigga.
spoken.
You know
While
what I'm
modern
saying?
women are shaving their heads and following a movement that they don't even understand themselves, it looks like real
better
men are
smash that
coming
like
in to
button.
repair the mess.
I'm letting
And
cook.
that's really nothing new. In about 1,000 different ways, the campaign preceding this Western victory for masculinity really highlighted the capabilities that men and women have in times of crisis. And by all accounts, it doesn't look like these chicks had anything in their arsenal, but that's to be expected. Silver spoon or no silver spoon, it really doesn't take away the fact that men, from an early age, are primed for a real challenge. The reason women don't seem to understand that is they're only used to presenting challenges, not solving them. So this, of course, means masculinity, more than ever, is a masculine trait. Before we go on with the video, let me share the comment of the day. Shout out to npenic66 who shared, "She's not single by choice, she's single because of choices." They trying to make it sound like they have the choice here. Good stuff. So thank you for that comment, and please don't forget to reach out to my email to claim your $5. As always, guys, I'll be picking one comment from each video. It could be the funniest one, the most liked, or just one that stuck out to me, so don't forget to leave a comment, and you could be the very next winner. So be sure to hit that like and sub button too, as that
Hit
helps
that
out the
like
channel
button.
a ton, y'all.
Subscribe, you
And also,
guys.
guys, we got a second channel linked in the description.
That
I'll be
notification.
posting similar stuff there too, so subscribe to that too. Link is right below. Now
Subscribe
back to the
Man
video.
God Reacts. Let's get into this, you guys. Smash that like button.
Silence.
Yeah. What's going on here?
Keep filming!
A man is more dangerous than a bear.
Yeah, let me ask you. Let's put this to the test. If you were walking down a random street in the United States, just a random one, you walked over to a random man and patted him on the head, versus walking over to a random bear and patting it on its head, what do you think would happen if you patted a random man on the head versus a random bear?
Probably the same. They'll both turn around and grab the.
Low IQs.
Hey, I heard
Well, no,
someone
I-
say it's true back there. They'll both grab the fuck out of you.
I think
Low
the,
IQs.
Jesus Christ.
no, yeah, I think the bear would turn around and face.
They are silly, but they know this to be a fact. But it's more important for them to gaslight the situation, make a mockery of it, in an attempt to whatever, right? But it's not. It's falling flat, okay? It's a wild, disgusting animal, right? It's good to look at from a distance, but yeah. You know, I don't see none of y'all going out in the woods or anything like that. So obviously, you're just talking to upset men. And as long as we don't let you get us triggered, it falls flat every single time. Like Andrew here.
And I think that the man would go, doing.
How do you know it's not the other way around?
That the bear would turn around and say, what are you doing?
And the man's gonna turn around.
Yes.
I don't think the bear's going to say anything because bear, but...
Falling flat.
Okay, so over to you.
Okay, so, well, I mean, I will say, if it's just a totally random man, it probably would be fine.
It might have helped this time around, but we might want to take another look at that 19th Amendment. I mean, this is one of the things that really prevents this demographic from presenting leadership skills. These chicks are constantly paranoid. When the senile simp came into office just 4 years ago, there were no men running to their showers, crying silently on camera as if the militia was walking down the road. Sure, people were pissed off or disappointed, but they weren't cutting off hair, screaming, or trying to dangle a non-existent carrot in front of people who didn't give a shit. Instead, they started planning, because they knew that if the trend were to continue, the remaining shred of culture encouraging masculinity might cease to exist in the US. And that's the thing that progressive media just didn't understand. There's a difference between feminist paranoia and perfectly valid concerns for the future. These simps and modern women gaslit the public so damn hard that they fell hook, line, and sinker for their own web of misinformation, getting jumped up on their own supply. By the time the results came in, they weren't even able to accept it in their Sephora-riddled bunkers. Even the candidate that lost didn't appear till the next morning because they honestly believed that the majority would...
You know, actually, you're not trolling. You know what I mean? XPR looks like it has potential. Appreciate that, Billy.
Ride in to be on their side. When they finally realized that the cavalry was with us the whole time, they became the very thing they accused the opposition of being all the way up to the vote, because that's who they truly were.
What's up, y'all? One second, guys, 1 second. So I don't take lightly the call. Sorry, guys, I'm a little nervous. I'm a little nervous, guys. I've been waiting for this moment this whole life, my whole life. Patience, where are you, girl? I need patience over here.
Stalling for time.
Thank you. All right. Vice President Kamala Harris, thank you for having me.
Can you read? Sight read?
Hi, y'all.
Oh, man.
I'm fucking sad. I'm sad. I hate. I don't know. I'm just really fucking annoyed. I'm really annoyed. So we're watching. We've been watching this shit for like hours now. I haven't even fucking recorded yet. Like, we just been watching for hours. I see that Kamala didn't come out to talk at Howard, and as strong as she is, no matter what, I know that she's probably emotional right now. I know there's probably a lot going on in her mind, and I know she's not listening to this, but she eventually will see it. I just hope that she knows that no matter what happens tonight, that millions of people are proud of her. I'm proud of her. Women around the world are proud of her. Women of color are proud of her. And, you know, I'm not even going. Y'all know how I feel in the beginning of the fucking year. I did not want to vote for nobody. She changed my mind.
This was their cream of the crop, gentlemen. We chose not to encourage the alternative for one long-standing reason. We've seen what leaders they've chosen in the past. A lot of counter media arguments have brought up that celebrity endorsement is as good as dead. They make the argument that the elect just had star power on his own, and the other needed actors and stars to prop her up. And with all the money, some coming from the taxpayer, sent to these people with no actual effect, many people are highlighting that it might have never really mattered at all. While all of this is correct, I feel like a lot of people are missing something that Western traditionalists also found wrong with representation in the feminist mob. That these unhinged modern women weren't just brought up as celebrities, but because they represented the reigning role models in their messed up cult. This woman, a person who has put men to sleep chemically and stolen their hard-earned money, none of it being consensual, was met with thunderous applause when she failed to form a single sentence. Someone who, even when provided with the word to parrot, couldn't even manage to read them. I mean, seriously, the fact that the campaign managers felt that Cardi B would be a good representation of what needs to be in the White House is straight crazy. And it really drove the point home that these women do not hold the mental bandwidth deserving of the nuclear football. It's the exact opposite of what men represent in every single way.
You know how those lids are, because this is, well, I'm just going to speak, okay? So this is it. So you know how those lids on those Starbucks cups, they're white, right? And so if you wear lipstick, they get all over the lid. And so then I find myself in meetings if I'm the only woman, and that's kind of, and so I keep taking the lid off and having my cup out so that I don't have that big lipstick mark on the lid. So I said, can we do something about the color
I'm getting
of the lid?
secondhand embarrassment. Look, this is so cringe. I'm getting secondhand embarrassment. Are you guys getting third-hand embarrassment? This is so cringe, man. These people, dude, they are so robotic. Fake laughing. I mean, shit. It's like she got an Obama playbook somewhere that she just goes by the script.
Dude, what the f?
I just texted my best friend. My best friend of 14 years. Literally half of my life. I'm 28. And I asked them who they voted for.
Yeah.
They said Donald Trump. And they said, I'm assuming you voted the opposite. And I said, yes. And then my friend texted me and said, will you still be my friend?
And I remember, she set the camera up, and held back all these tears and waited until the camera was rolling and got in front of it and, I'm saying, cue scene. You know what I mean?
Half of my life. This person is my best friend.
So dramatic. So what you do? The suspense.
So I'm guessing that's a no.
What?
Glad we got that on camera.
So
anyway, this woman.
You see what I'm saying? She just sat there and wasted that time. She told us nothing. That was nothing. Just like a liberal.
And many more continue to post countless clips about the loyalty they're choosing to leave behind. They talk about not going home for the holidays, being egged on by unhinged anchors. They talk about how they're going to break up with men, divorce their spouses, quit their jobs. So here's the obvious answer. If you're so quick to abandon your duties as a mother, wife, sister, daughter, or friend, were you ever loyal to begin with?
Exactly.
Moreover, are you the kind of person who personifies loyalty when you toss it out the second after an election? No. No, you are not. You're Benedict Arnold in a dress, all talk, no action.
Yeah.
And even the BA reference is a stretch because at least he initially tried. Women were absolutely shocked that so many voted in favor of the masculine standard. They thought that if they did the Handmaid's Tale shtick and published feminist ads, suddenly they'd all band together. But that didn't happen because...
Including a lot of hidden masculine men, women supporters. There's a lot of women out there that are quietly in support of masculine men and masculinity. That's what that let us know. And we're going to find y'all. You know what I'm saying? Somebody will. You let yourselves be known. You know what I mean? Yeah, y'all like the traditional man. It's all right. It's all good. You're supposed to. Supposed to. Silently supporting us.
Masculinity catalyzes unity. Feminism kills it. It feels like beating a dead horse here, but the deserted island challenges really embody the whole feminist effort really well. Women come together, women try and solve a problem, and women end up scattered and crying in the tropical rain. On the other hand, you can see how men unify in every facet of their daily lives. It's why Boy Scouts has all of these difficult challenges and tasks to complete, while the alternative is famous for factory-made cookies. I mean, they're delicious, but they didn't make them. I'm getting off track here.
If I get bad press for saying don't put a homophobic racist in office, then I get bad press for that. I really don't care.
There is a marked difference in how
Hey, remember, you know, these same liberal women that call him whatever racist. Yeah, you have no idea how they talk behind closed doors. You know what I'm saying? They're projecting onto him. That's all I can say, you know what I mean? But these liberals that be saying that about, you know, certain people, they are always the worst at that kind of stuff behind closed doors. They're just showing a mask to y'all, man. I'm telling you.
conservative men treat conservative women versus liberal feminist women. And both are equally as insidious. As a feminist TikToker, I am often ridiculed for my appearance, or they conjecture that I am bitter, alone, or jealous of women who are prettier than me. Whereas in a conservative TikToker's comment section, the men treat her quite a bit different. It is as if she is more deserving of respect because she has aligned herself with the patriarchy. A lot of people wonder why some women are misogynistic. It is because the patriarchy rewards her, especially if she is blonde. Generally, the conservative ideal of beauty is blonde and blue-eyed. But conservative men reward women for being conservative, deeming her a rare flower amongst...
Hey, you see how YT women, they talk their junk towards YT men? She's not like calling them out specifically. She's keeping it vague for a reason. See, this is what they do, even when they're going, because she said blonde-haired and blue-eyed being the conservative standard. Yeah, for white men. Not for black men. You know what I'm saying? So she's, you know, going towards her group, but she's not calling them out in a disgusting, obvious way like another group of women like to do. But we'll keep on going.
Western feminists. Often conservative men avow that anti-feminist women are more beautiful than feminist women. And this manifests conservative men calling women like Emily Ratajkowski mid or even unattractive, when quite clearly she isn't. But men...
And that's the problem with a lot of these weird-ass fembots is they think they can tell you, excuse me, what you can and can't like and what's attractive and what's not and how you can and can't speak. And as long as they're speaking in a monotone, they can say the most effed up stuff you've ever heard come out of a human being's mouth. It's the weirdest stuff in the world. You can see right through the crap once you have the eyes for it.
Use complimenting women as a seduction tactic to the right. They swear that feminist women just aren't as beautiful. Perhaps they are poisoned by their birth control, on their 10th abortion, and above all else, bitter. By calling her beautiful, he is appealing to her need for male validation.
What?
Feminist women have recognized that although many of us do crave male validation, it is because we are within a patriarchy. And to be approved by the patriarchy is to be approved by society. But conservative women happily align themselves with the MGTOW, men's rights activists, what have you movements to gain male approval. And men in the comment section affirm this.
It couldn't just be that they approve the way that we're moving and align themselves. It has to be something malicious and, you know, just men conquering and certain women just taking the side of those that are conquering, because a certain group of women like to be the victim all the time. Liberal. And No matter what you say, these certain women, liberal, love to be the victim. Love it, no matter what shade of wheat. They love to be the victim, man. And all of the way they speak is just circle victimhood. Circle talking victimhood.
Understand that many women possess insecurities about their appearance, or at the very least would like to upgrade their level of attractiveness. This is present in both sexes, by the way. They exploit women's need to look and feel beautiful. But part of the reason why women have such a deep need to feel beautiful is because of patriarchy. Yes, most people, men and women, would love to feel beautiful. But for women, it is an imperative, a prerequisite for respect. So if men find you attractive, you essentially have value. It takes a lot to be a feminist woman. Men will scoff at you just for existing.
It takes a lot. What do you mean? Just be ugly?
But a conservative woman's currency for being conservative is compliments. Men telling her that she's not like other girls. Men telling her that she's more beautiful than feminists. Men telling her that there needs to be more women like her. And for some women, that's enough.
Now, you remember these fembots are the ones that don't shave their armpit. They like to fart around people, and they want you to accept them at their most disgusting. And if you don't, then, and they're most trifling, and if you don't, then, you know, you're a misogynist. You're just, no. You know, I should be allowed to be raunchy, funky, and stank because it's patriarchy that has me feeling like I should wash my ass and wash my feet and shave my armpits and legs. You know what? Do whatever makes you feel good, but you being funky and looking, you know, like a man gonna say here, Picasso or whatever painting, you know what I mean? That's your choice to be unattractive. You're trying to tell us that we should accept you being unattractive and not trying to go off the human standard of hygiene and, you know, just making yourself the most presentable, you know, for other people and yourself, right? You know, and we're supposed to find that attractive as opposed to women that are doing the social norms and the things that men have always traditionally found attractive. You want to push in this new crap and we're supposed to accept it. And when we don't, you have all this circle talking, babbling nonsense about men having an opinion and having the right to decide what kind of women they want. What are you talking about? When did men lose the right to decide what kind of women they want, regardless of the reason? It could be your earlobes for all that matter. What does it matter for? We have the right to choose who we want. And why are you circle talking with all these new words and all this crap they come up with? It's just ways to control you and make sure you can't think for yourself, because they structure these social media platforms to set society up against you if you're a free thinker. And then they can just make it seem like your free thinking is some kind of way hindering them, hurting them, or going to bring the end of society, when really them going along with the narrative that's being pushed upon all of us, you know, is causing us to lose our freedom of speech. You know what I mean? And eventually, yeah, we'll go down now, but then you won't be able to say certain things either, because it's going to get worse and worse and worse. And all we're doing as men is putting up some boundaries here, letting the system know, hey now, pump your brakes, easy, slow down. We see what you're doing. Be easy. There's more of us. Okay? So eventually you'll realize that men and women came together and did what was best for the collective. And we didn't let our feelings get in the way and do what's best for our emotions, like you liberals are doing. But anyway, let's keep it going.
If that is too unbearable, email me and I'll direct you to a helpline. Okay, ladies, in order to lead, you must listen to both sides. The election showed they didn't do that. The Pablo Picasso painting that came to life in the last clip is what you would call the extreme side of the movement.
That's
as
exactly
nauseating as her
like.
little speech was, it showed that she wasn't able to accept reality, even for the betterment of society. She's a drone that's so hardwired, there's no way you're going to cure that. Plus, as far as the brain rot that I suffer from sifting through these clips, hers is on another level.
Can we talk about that for a second? When you're going through these clips, the amount of wicked, demonic energy on these people to day after day put this crap out, it can weigh on you. You got to detox, gentlemen. If you're out here making reaction videos, I would suggest for you and your audience, make some videos that are not about these women to kind of break up the monotony, something fun, or videos with attractive women that are talking positive, passport. Just mix it up a little bit for your audience so we can all detox. Because there's a spirit on this, which is the reason why it's done in the first place, right? You got to control the men. You can only do it through the women. You can only control women through indoctrination and hive-minded thinking. And the only way to do that is through social media. So they construct this social media crap so that we're all connected in a way we think it's all good or whatever. And what it really does is allow them to control the narrative of the country and control women, mostly. And some beta males, but grown men, real men, we think for ourselves. You can put this crap in our face on TV, radio, social media. We'll just stop watching all that shit. We'll be like, oh, I see what you're doing. Well, I'm not going to sift through this shit. Throw it all away. You know what I'm saying? The baby with the bathwater. Throw it all away, man. I don't need to listen to that shit. Because if you listen to any kind of music, country, maybe not rock, but rap, the two major, the main genres, and also pop, it's always dudes whining about losing a woman or cheating, you know what I'm saying? Like going after a woman that has a man already, installing this mindset into you. Chasing women, or country, crying, oh, she left me and I'm a lonely man with my dog. I mean, it's all that it is. And then when you listen to them, they'll even, let it slip out that they have to make music that goes along with a certain narrative for social media and these big, huge companies or whatnot to push their stuff out. So everyone's being controlled, right? And, we can't get the messages out because they're controlling social media and y'all think it's free speech and it's just that your content sucks and that's why you're not getting views. No, if your content is really good and it's something that can sway men or women or whatever, they use the algorithm to disguise them suppressing people. I build algorithms. They got the wrong guy on the internet trying to act like they're not doing this stuff behind the scenes. Man, when I built the internet over in Iraq, let me tell you how much control I had. I could see where people were taking all the bandwidth and I could time them out, right? I could limit their bandwidth. I could limit where they could go. I could limit what they could see. I could see everything that they were doing, right? And they have way higher levels than that of control on the internet, on social media. So they're suppressing the truth. They're hyperinflating all this crazy psycho stuff, even if women are not really doing it in mass in real life. But since women are consumed in their phones from the dopamine hits that they get, right? This is why they do everything, making your attention span so short. It's all constructed. And when you think of how malicious and wicked, how much money and time goes into constructing these things, right? All the plastic and metals in our food, all the trails in the sky, they're poisoning you left and freaking right, dude. So when you think about all the work they put into poisoning you, why do they do so much? Why do they do so much? The distractions and why? You are so powerful, you have no idea how you can basically build your own reality, man. And they keep you so messed up with everything that they give you, you can't focus on nothing. You don't know your own power and you're not paying attention to nothing around you. You know what I'm saying? That's why I thank God that God said, no. After 2019, you ain't going back to work no more. You need to focus on what's going on around you. And I've just been waking up ever since. You know what I'm saying? The beginning of 2020, waking up ever since. I got really sick at the end of 2019. I'm not sure if I had whatever, but I really think it was ascension symptoms because after that, man, I felt detoxed, cleaned out, ready to live nothing but positivity. And that's basically where me and my ex-wife split, right there. She thought I was weird for all of a sudden having this love and light energy or whatever. God saved me. God saved me, man. Listen, I know y'all want to hear that or whatever. I don't care. God saved me, man. You know what I mean? And listen, you have to, what I just explained to you is why you have to detox from this because there's an energy on it. I want you guys to understand also, AI is way more powerful than you think. And it's kind of running itself in a way. And the way I look at it is if the popular opinion is a certain way, the AI is going to shift towards the popular opinion. Okay? So work with me here. So if the population is more leaning towards masculinity, I believe the AI that's running the algorithms will start to push some of this masculinity stuff back to the forefront. And also when Trump gets in here, that's God's divine thing right there, where he's like, okay, he's coming in and doing whatever, right? But I think that AI, if the popular opinion's a certain kind of way, I think it shifts. Again, I build algorithms, used to build them for the government. Those things kind of run themselves in a certain way, and y'all have no idea the level that AI is at, right? You know, you have they're trying to convince you to make AI channels, because what they're also doing is making, you know, government AI channels and AI made, you know what I'm saying, AI channels. Think about it like this, like not us, the people that get trolled a lot. If they can censor you and suppress your information because they're scared of, you know, people thinking and not falling into the social traps of marriage or the social traps of baby mamaism, because those are just two avenues they try to push you down, because they eventually lead down the prison pipeline, or the way to make us continuous slaves. So we're constantly producing babies, giving them more slaves, and then they're putting this stuff in front of us like, you got to get married, and then they're telling women, be liberated. So they're still having us making babies from. I go deep with this stuff, man. Like, I go deep because I'm trying to figure out who's behind all of it. Like, I'm trying to dig through all these, you know, screens, and who is behind all of it? You know what I'm saying? And not just that, how can we kind of figure out how they're doing this and kind of hijack it and, you know, get it to work in our favor? If we can figure out that maybe it's kind of ran AI wise, and I don't know, maybe find a way to get more women to help push stuff out, because women don't get suppressed as much as men do on the internet, regardless of whatever they're talking about. So we can get some more women talking this way, like it seems like it's happening anyway. It's going to work out in our favor a little bit more. And again, like I said, when Trump gets in there, he can't stand what they've been doing as far as censorship. So we got someone working on the inside to work these things out. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know who the CEOs of YouTube were, right? You don't know that they're, you know, part of certain groups. You know, look it up. And they can easily make ways to suppress anyone that they feel like it, and call it guideline, you know what I'm saying? You know, you some kind of way violated, yeah, okay, whatever. When certain groups of women can just say whatever about men and they get, you know, pushed to the top of the algorithm. You even mention modern woman or certain words and you get suppressed. I put a couple Rollo Tomasi videos up. They got flagged immediately. That's a way to make sure that you don't promote that dude in any kind of capacity. It's a way of what's what I'm looking for? Not isolation, but you know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? You know, making people feel like, hey, this kind of person, don't do anything with them, because, you know, as soon as you make a video with them, we're going to flag your channel. And what they do, and they flag you on a few videos, then they just start suppressing your content. You'll see it happen to me all the time. I'll be doing good on views, and then I'll start talking too much about certain things, or do a reaction video with someone that they don't like, and then my video views will drop all the way down to just the people that are consistently watching my content. Because most of the views that everybody gets are algorithm views. They don't tell you that, right? And if you do something wrong, they can take all those algorithmic views from you. You know what I'm saying? And then the growth that you get through your channel, they can just slow that down easily, and make it seem like, oh, you're just a horrible content creator. No, you could just be someone speaking the truth and so strong in your conviction that they have to suppress you, because you're growing no matter what they're doing to you. No matter what they're doing to suppress you, you're growing because there is a need for the kind of content that you want. And every individual person needs their own leader, needs their own voice. That's why I don't have the mindset of there's only room for one. We can all eat, because every person has their own tone, their own kind of leadership they like to hear. So there's room for everyone. Just like women always talking about your tone. Well, people like to get a message from certain people that speak a certain kind of way. Like, I might cuss too much, or I might say the N-word too much, and someone else might not say it at all, giving the same message. But as long as the message is getting out there to people, right? And so they can't control the complete narrative and control all people if men are out here giving you an alternative to the weird shit you see being pushed through mainstream social media and things of that nature, right? Like when you have this alternative, it's like, oh, so I can think freely and there's a group of people that don't judge me. And I mean, I don't have to agree with everything that they're doing, because some people do agree with a lot of stuff, or some of the stuff that liberals and mainstream push, you know, due to societal norms or whatever. But there's a lot of new stuff they're pushing on us that people don't like. And they're just like, but giving them the alternative, like, hey, man, you can think for yourself. Because if you start going through relationships as a guy and you start seeing the patterns, and then you start seeing every woman getting a divorce, and then you start seeing on TV, like, they're promoting this stuff. Even, you know, you can't blame women completely, because, you know, women are followers, and then we allowed for our women to think that it's okay to follow, you know, the powers that be and what's being pushed through television. And then they start pushing all this, break up with your man, start over, Sex in the City, single living, then they're getting brainwashed into it, right? And then they cause this split and we're all confused or whatever. But we got to get back to the source. We got to get back to who's causing the problem. And we have to figure out a way of sticking together and pushing a different kind of narrative. That's the way I look at stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the way I see things being. It is what it is. I know I went into my own little rant, but, you know, I think about stuff, man. You know, I think deeply about stuff. You know, I don't just go on here and just be ranting about women on some surface level type of thing. Like, I speak the way I speak about women because y'all are supposed to be more emotionally tapped in than we are. So you're supposed to have more empathy, but you allow these monsters to take away your femininity, to take away your empathy, to take away what you normally teach men how to be softer. You're harder than we are, burping and farting and everything else. You know what I'm saying? Spitting and it just ain't cute, man. You know what I'm saying? And again, this goes back to, they programmed y'all to think that you were going to be able to get men acting this kind of way. And the entire time, men were telling you that it's not going to work. But you were going off of this fake facade that they built online to make you think that you're going to be able to get it the way you want it no matter what. And they did it with all women and men that don't even like women, right? I'm not going to call it out because I'll get flagged. They didn't do it with men that love women and have been building with women for all these different centuries. But you're so mad and want to be mad at somebody, you needed a straw man, so they gave you one. And then now you're mad as hell at the men that have been there with you the entire time. And you done so much, we don't want you, and now you're stuck, and now you're online just, you know, crashing out. That's just it. That's it, you know what I'm saying, in a handbasket of what's going on right now, how men feel. Just being real. I'm just being real.
Level. You can almost see where every time she says something that makes sense, like women are judged by their looks, her brain autocorrects and suddenly she comes up with a nonsensical argument to stay on. Well, whatever dumb point she was trying to make, still not sure what that was supposed to be exactly.
My brother, praise
What
Jesus.
I and the rest of us know, however, is that putting whatever that was in one of the most powerful seats in the world, that just could not happen. People on our side of the aisle get a lot of undeserved heat for conspiracy theories or being obstinate, and yet none of us are turning on our phones to promote some kind of half-baked belief system that's as good as dead at this point, or refusing to speak to our families because they don't understand what that is. Shit's weird, man. I mean, what the hell is in the water? And unfortunately, women aren't the only reason this is even a point of discussion.
Let's be honest, it was a terrible night last night. It was a terrible night for women, for children, for the hundreds of thousands of hardworking immigrants who make this country go. For healthcare, for our climate.
This dude's crying.
This
dude's crying.
For journalism.
No.
For justice, for free speech. No. It was a terrible night for poor people, for the middle class, for seniors who rely on Social Security, for our allies in Ukraine.
This dude's crying, man. Who is this? Jimmy Kimmel? This dude's crying, dude.
For NATO.
Does he normally cry on TV? I don't watch this shit. Does he normally cry?
For the truth and democracy and decency. And it was a terrible night for everyone who voted against him. And guess what? It was a bad night for everyone who voted for him, too. You just don't realize it yet.
You think so, buddy?
Stop crying, you bitch!
Thank you, man. You think so? That's what you wanted? That's the kind of males that you wanted to run the country? This nigga crying on national. What is wrong? All the money he gets paid. But they got their hands so far up that boy ass. This boy on here crying, grown man, gray in his beard. Boy, you make the rest of us Silver Fox look bad, boy. You need to go sit down somewhere, man. I hope he gets goofy ass canceled, dude. Is this him? Oh, I know this hypocrite. You son bitch, boy.
Tell us what you think of the statue.
Look at this. Look at this.
You think that she's
you
think
hypocrite.
that she,
Look at crybaby over
she's
here.
attractive or not? Take another look at her.
Yeah, you see, Jimmy, here's the thing about the internet. All homes are now 100% glass. So here's a lesson for you and the simps out there. Men who lead deservedly own their past. That's why they're capable. The recent elect might not be the perfect human being, not even the perfect man. No one is. But he sure as hell doesn't debase himself, throw the past under the rug, and cry about a global coalition that he, in your case, doesn't even understand. For men, the past is something to be embraced, because we've been consistent, because we've done the best we possibly could. We're able to move past failure and turn it into a lesson. Meanwhile, Jimmy here spent most of his career being a goofy guy, and then suddenly, when the new check appeared, he tried to be a white knight against the masculine institutions that allowed him to exist.
That paycheck, man. Selling your soul. So that means that the show he was putting on where he was being all flirtatious with women was a show too, just for the check. You don't never know who these people really are when they'll flip-flop like that for a different check. You never know which one of them is the real one, or if either one is the real one.
In the first place, he's not alone. You have Fallon, Colbert, and a bunch of guys that used to be normal. And then when it became a cultural crime, they turned on men, traditional values, and anything that would have made the world a better place because that's what their masters told them to do. Anybody who pushed against this nonsense was canceled or put in prison. These guys talk a big game about freedoms, but the second they're feminist over...
Yeah, a lot of us are, kind of like brainwashed and from the algorithms. But once you realize, your feed is starting to look a certain way and, you detach yourself from the internet, you can see all that stuff. And, you don't really live on the internet, and I don't really scroll through stuff a whole lot. And when I notice I just jump off completely for a couple days or whatever. So it's just about the awareness. You know what I'm saying? The awareness of it, that's God's gift to you, like you being able to see. That's what God is gifting you. When you can see through all of it, then you can work through all of it. If you ignore it after God gave you the gift of sight, then it's your own fault. But as long as you can see, you can figure it out.
Lords yell, "Sick 'em, boy." They spend the next 10 cycles burning people that might have once been their friend. It's ironically Puritan, without the gallows, although I'm sure they'd use those if they could, so that revokes their main card. And this is what they fought for.
Why do you give me a ticket when my check engine light is already on?
Wait, what?
Like, can you not read the room?
What?
I have no money. I can't even. I made this coffee at home. I'm out of milk and it's disgusting.
All right, to start, I used to have the world's heaviest foot. I think it's a Gen X thing. We grew up watching Starsky and Hutch as children. We grew up watching the Dukes of Hazzard. We grew up watching Kit. Everyone on television was speeding and driving recklessly. Gotten a lot of tickets.
You said we're watching Kit. I thought Kit was the car of Knight Rider. You know what I'm saying? No Diddy. That was a show back in the day. It was dope. I don't know what car that was. It was like I don't know, man, like a Grand Am or something like that, man. Some kind of Pontiac, I think it was. And it had that little red light that went back and forth. It was the Jarvis before the Iron Man Jarvis. He used to talk to old boy David Hasselhoff. You know what I'm saying? And it was a car. It was badass, man. Bulletproof. It was all black. Oh, man. It was a dope show, man.
I think I've heard it helps when the crying happens while the officer is there. Could be wrong. I get it. It sucks.
Yeah, I knew it was Knight Rider.
This bad, though.
Out of milk.
Yeah, you kind of already covered that.
Oat and 2%.
Oh, no.
And 2%? Should have led with that. Who was getting a ton
Yeah,
of
that's
sweet
important
tickets?
information.
Was it just me?
Who is that guy?
And I just have a genuine question. Do men think, like at all? Like, do they think What goes on
Trigger
up here
bait content
for men?
Gee, I wonder who you voted for. And yes, we do.
Hey, what's going
which
on,
is why you
Sanchez?
have a
What's going
couch
on?
to sit on, a roof over your head, and a phone to record your embarrassing rants in real time. One of the most ironic things about this whole correction is that women think they deserve a seat of power like the president of the US, something that runs institutions created by men based on a constitution
absolutely.
written by men, using money to get their earned.
I'm every bit of 40, and you know, I was the one getting up early watching them shows, and my dad, you know, he used to watch that stuff like, you know, Walker, Texas Ranger, Baywatch. Like, those are like the things of my childhood I remember, like eating ice cream with my dad, watching those shows, him busting out laughing at stuff, man, which made me laugh at it too, because some of that stuff I ain't even, you know what I mean? You know, like, I like Baywatch, I ain't gonna lie, I did. That was when Baywatch in its prime, too. We're talking about Prime, Pam, you know, some of the new cast that came on there. It was just, yeah, you know, those are good old days, man. Y'all know what I'm talking about. All of what I'm saying, y'all used to do with your parents, or used to watch it too, man. It was just different back then, man. What a time to be alive. Man, I'm telling you, man. Man, if y'all pre-internet people could have been around at those times.
That is created by, oh yeah, men. From the intangible rights to the shoes that protect your feet, the men in the world, at the very most, ladies, loaned you these privileges. And for the past century, the only thing you've achieved is acquiring a louder megaphone to scream about how it all belongs to you. Well, it doesn't. It never has. What happened not too long ago wasn't just necessary, it was fate.
There's one guy that was too nice for me. And like it was the wrong place, wrong time. It was one of those, you know what I mean? That I wasn't
Tell your truth, sister.
in the state of mind to receive.
So when he was too nice, what did you do?
I guess shut him down. You know what I mean? Like, I just shut him down. Because it made me, my issue was, the more like you give to me, the more I feel like I owe you something. So when a person is so giving and I'm not ready to receive it, it makes me feel emotionally responsible for them. You know?
Yeah, and you shouldn't have to feel like you gotta take care of anybody. I understand.
You know what I mean? Because they're doing X, Y, Z for me, I have to be doing this, you know what I mean? And I have to be giving them that. And sometimes people just give to give. It's not a game of like give and take, but I find it really hard to not give back if someone is giving me something, you know? And because I was in a place where I couldn't give, but I was receiving, I felt almost sorry for the guy, you know what I mean? And then I felt emotionally responsible because he deserved better, but I couldn't give him better. You get me?
That was, dude, man, wow. So she just said that, you know, he was such a giver. He was such a good guy that she felt obligated to give back, and she couldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? And form this way. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, it does you no good to be in relationships. They find a way to get out of them no matter what. You can always find a way to throw a bunch of words together and come up with an excuse. You know what I'm saying?
Yikes.
Hey bro, what's your hot take? You should forgive every single person that's ever hurt you.
Why?
Because the only person who feels the pain of resentment is the one who holds it.
Hey bro, why are your shorts so short? That's enough for you. That's enough for you. Let's see. Let me get the crier back on here for a minute.
Big game about freedoms, but the second their feminist overlord.
Get that crier in the video in the very end. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully I can catch some of those tears for the thumbnail. You know what I'm saying? Right? You just want to see down there. What? Yeah, Star Trek, man. I didn't get TJ Hooker was a little bit before my time, man. You know what I'm saying? But I remember my dad talking about it though, right? But that's just a little bit. But you know, I was watching all kind of stuff, man. You know, I definitely was watching Star Trek. You know what I'm saying? And then my family was like, "Oh, well, you're getting weird," because you know what I'm saying. I started getting into maybe it was in my 20s, early 20s. I think I got into Doctor Who, and I just started going down that rabbit hole, man. You know, of was it PBC or whatever? I don't know what it was. But just those British shows, and I got really into Doctor Who, man. Like, that's one of those shows. But I used to also watch a show called The Mentalist. Anything that's like mentally deep, you know, or about people that are mentally deep, I normally like to watch that kind of stuff. Oh yeah. He was born in the 70s. Yeah. 84 for me. 84 for me. But you guys, do me a favor. Smash that like button. You know, let's talk about it in the comment section. Do you agree or disagree? That whole little rant that came out of nowhere. Hey, man, listen, whenever God puts it on me, I just let it flow, man. I ain't even going to stop it no more. Just let it roll off the tongue. Let it do whatever it has to do. No Diddy and, you know what I'm saying? Let the chips fall where they may. We can discuss it in the comment section. I don't necessarily remember everything I said, but I'm going to go back and look at the video. And anything else about the videos you guys liked or don't like, let me know. You know what I mean? You never seen Doctor Who? Man, you're missing out, dude. I think my favorite ones was like David Tennant and Matt, whatever his name was. I think Matt was better than David Tennant, but David Tennant really, that's when it brought me into, you know what I'm saying, the Doctor Who type of franchise, man. The idea, man, like the TARDIS or whatever, and it's bigger on the inside, and just, you know, him being, you know, doggone near immortal, and just, it's the way that he goes about solving, you know what I'm saying, problems. You're like, I'm not like a blunt force type of guy. I like people that think their way through stuff. And like Doctor Who, he just thinks his way through stuff. He doesn't come up with some crude way to fix things. It's all thought out. He outthinks them every time. And that's what matters to me, man. Let me see what's going on with this. I appreciate it, brother. I appreciate it. You know, you guys also do the same thing. Hit that like button. Set your notifications. You know what I mean? Join the tribe if you're not already subscribed. What are you waiting on? Let's talk about it in the comment section. I don't think I cuss too much. Go ahead and share the live stream as well. You know, support my growth. I'm working on not cussing. I do sometimes relapse a little bit. I'm not perfect, but I'm working on it. It's progress, you know? So acknowledge the growth, support the growth. You know, y'all make the channel. Without y'all, I would have nothing. No subscribers. I don't have any support from any type of online community other than the subscribers. And that's all that matters. You know what I mean? The tribe, the family, okay? Anyway, I'm your brother, and I love you, and I'm out. I will be back here in a little bit, but your boy's got to work out, man. I've been sitting down for 40-something minutes. You got to stay active. You want to stay young, baby.
In this game,